Hi again. So another minute before we start. So welcome to all of you. We have attendees from various countries this morning, which is nice to see. I am your host today. I work for the international team, and I will be showing you how we can build a data catalog from scratch, specifically of course, on Google Cloud Platform. So it will be a demo, so no slide, well, one slide just to give you some insights about our architecture, and then I'll switch to the demo. This is the architecture of our product. So Zeenea is a data catalog which is hosted on a SaaS platform on AWS, for instance. So in the middle of the screen, you have Zeenea. So of course, a data catalog deals with metadata, business glossaries, lineage, people and their rights to use the catalog, and the search engine and the knowledge graph. I'll come back to that later. What we do is that we deploy scanners on-prem on your site, dedicated to different technologies. So we have scanners for, of course, big data distributions. And today we'll demo GCP. We have, of course, data on the cloud, so Google, AWS, Azure, and of course, Snowflake. We have also dedicated scanners to data warehouses, of course, all the relational databases, NoSQL solutions, ETL platforms, and we can also connect to ETL platforms to automate lineage and any other type of application. The way we do it is that we deploy scanners on-prem, and of course the secrets are kept there, and our scanners are highly configurable, so you can decide if they wake up every day, every hour, every night, whatever, and they will harvest metadata from those sources, so you can configure them on the frequency you want, based on the level of freshness you want to have on your data catalog. Because we guarantee that the data catalog is is fresh, which means it reflects the reality. So when something changes on a data source, of course, the data steward team will be warned that something has changed, and will be notified and will need to take action for that. What we do with our scanners it's two things. First of all, of course, we harvest metadata, so we only store on Zeenea metadata, so you keep the secrets and all the confidential information on your side, and we don't have access to this. And we do also fingerprinting, which means that we can compute statistical profiling on your sets of data, which is very useful for analysts or data scientists. You can also, of course, import data from different systems to initialize your data catalog. For example, you may have business glossaries in-house, so we can import business glossaries rather than creating them manually. Same story for lineage. Lineage is a big topic. You can automate lineage when you can find lineage information on an ETL platform, for example. But you can also create lineage manually, because some of the lineage information cannot be found in your systems. We have a very powerful search engine which indexed everything. So whenever you create a property or a documentation or document a field, everything is indexed. And by doing that, we can guarantee that when you have thousands or millions of data sets, with your search criteria, you will only display the ones that are meaningful based on your your combinations of keywords you will type in the search engine. And last but not least, our catalog is based on the knowledge graph, which makes a huge difference. Having a knowledge base enables you to create multilateral, meaningful links between any item of the catalog and any other one. So you can literally build in a flexible way very complex ontologies. Our platform is completely headless, so we have built APIs and SDK, so you can yourself build connectors Of course, when it's a commercial offer, we build them for free for you because it's our interest to have as many scanners as possible. But you can easily integrate Zeenea in your IT landscape and interacting back and forth with other platforms. Last slide, just to make you understand what we provide. The first platform we provide is the Studio. The Studio is used by the data governance team and the data stewards to create an appropriate data catalog for the business users. And on the other side, we provide a completely different user experience by providing Zeenea Explorer that you put in the hands of any data citizen that has no skills and who just wants to discover, understand, and trust the data assets of the company. So that's it for the slideshow. Let's switch to the demo. So I will put myself in the following situation. I work for a company called Superstore. Superstore is selling building materials across the United States, and this company is launching a set of new green products, and they intend to sell photovoltaic equipments and home batteries. So they just hired a data scientist who's in charge of not only finding the right customers, but also identifying the right prospects for this new campaign. When I go to the dashboard of Zeenea Studio, it's the landing page of the platform. You can see my dashboard is completely empty. I have no data set in my perimeter. My completion bar is at 0%. I have no suggestions on the fields that I could harvest. I just have the status of my connections. So here today, I have a set of connections, so we'll go into that later. And I have some statistics on how people are using the catalog. If I go to this the Explorer, same story. That's the landing page of the Explorer, where you can type in keywords to launch search, and when I browse the catalog, so it's empty, completely empty. So let's start doing harvesting. So I am going to connect to a few sets of data sources. Of course, I'll connect to BigQuery, which is the topic of today. Why am I connecting to BigQuery? Because this company, they want to, of course, take a look at their customer data that is hosted on Postgre, so harvest some metadata from Postgre. But they're also interested in collecting data from the American census here. The American census collects all types of data around American citizens, and there might be some interesting data sets there. And also, this company is using Tableau to manage a lot of analytics jobs, and especially track the sales performance. So we will connect to all these types of data sources. So GCP connected to this open data platform. I know the name of it's the American Census Bureau. So we have a lot of data sets there, and I will focus on a particular family of data sets called block group. Okay, I'm going to add all of them. Click on the next button. I will be in charge as a data steward to document this data sets. I'm a data steward. I am not going to put that in a particular category, and I will launch the harvesting of those data sources. I'll do the same with the other data sources. So let's connect also to Postgre. Postgre, I know we have some internal data here, even if it's called public, it's private. So let's select all those data sets. Same story. I'm the data steward, and I will be in charge of documenting that. Okay, and what I will do also, I will import a small business glossary from an Excel file. So let's see a business glossary here. So select this file and import that. When I go to the Explorer, if I go back and I browse, I could start looking at data sets. So you can see that I already have some data sets imported. which is great. But well, let's take a look at that. I can of course in the search engine type of combinations of keywords. So I'm interested in yeah, block group. Okay, block group. I have block group here, but also fields. So I am going to filter by data sets. Okay, block group. Let's take this one for example. Block group. So a lot of fields here, as you can see. There already are documented. It means that my scanner has gathered some documentation that was present in my data sources. And I want to look at something which is related to income. So there's a field in this data set which is called median income, which might be of interest for me. What I will do is I will ask the data steward to launch fingerprinting. So, hey, can you run fingerprint on medium income field? So that's a chatting tool. It will be directed to the appropriate person. Let's go back to the catalog. My glossary has been imported. So let's go to the catalog itself. So on the left-hand side, you can apply filters. So I can filter by datasets. Datasets are an abstractions of data and their related fields. Visualizations are reports. So might be interesting to import a Tableau report. I will do that later. Data processes that are related to lineage information, business terms. Okay, my Excel spreadsheet has imported a small business glossary with 4 terms. May want to link some of my items of the catalog to business terms and categories. I'm not using that today. So what I will do now, maybe if I filter on the data sets, I can look at that and yeah, let's document the one that is interesting for my data scientists. Oh, by the way, I have something. Okay, he asked me to run fingerprinting. Okay, so I'll go to the schema, try to find this. Oops, sorry, I don't know what went wrong. Let's go to medium income somewhere here. And let's try to run fingerprinting on that. Where is this? Yeah, that's the field. So you can see the documentation that has been imported automatically. And I will ask for fingerprinting. So in order to do that, I'll go to the admin platform and I will collect fingerprinting on my BigQuery. So let's go back to the catalog. Okay, that's fine. I've run that. Maybe I can, yeah, maybe what I can do also is to add some documentation here. Short documentation. This relates to the American census. More info here. Maybe I can put additional information. So I have rich text capabilities here. So what I will do is I will cut and paste the link here and put it as a link for my end users. I can also put images and things that are useful for better understanding. Let's go to my catalog design. So as mentioned, we have data sets, fields, reports, data processes, and business terms. What I will do is the following. I will create a new item type because I want to organize the catalog in the way that the end users can navigate easily. So I'll create an item type called use case. I will create it manually. This relates to use case, to use cases of the company. I'll choose a logo. And I think that's it. So I created a new item type called use case. So you see in my graph here, there's a new item. that relates to use cases. So that's the flexibility of Zeenea. You can create any concept you want. So we don't have a rigid data catalog. You can really create very complex ontologies. So this use case for the time being is not related to anything. So what I will do is I will go to the dataset templates of properties, because you have a dedicated template per item type of the catalog. So let's edit this template, drag and drop this use case to link the datasets. You can see them here. Now, a use case is linked to datasets. Might make sense also to use this use case to reports, and maybe also use cases. Okay, now you see my schema is updated and my use case links all those types of items together. It means that I should be able to use this new concept in the Explorer. Let's do other things. Let's go to the catalog. So I want to filter by my Postgre database. Okay, so these are the data sets I have in-house. Customers might be interesting. So the contact here, I can add contacts. For example, if I want somebody else to be in charge of giving additional information to end users, I can add this person here. And the schemas, so I have this, oh, yeah, I have this customer last name, which might be, and first name as well. It can be tricky to, yeah, it can be tricky to, well, to give access to anyone to those information that can be related to PII or GDPR in Europe. So I will maybe do something which is create a new property. So let's create a property which relates to the sensitivity of data, sensitivity of data, sensitivity, little comment here. I'll choose a type. Let's select multi-select value, and I will put confidential. I will put public, because all the data that I have harvested from the Google BigQuery platform, of course, is public, and maybe confidential. Okay. I want this property to be required, so you need to document it, otherwise the completion bar won't progress. I want to index everything, which means that the sensitivity term, its values will be indexed. I want to have a little tag here, which displays this information upfront in the list of items, and I want to use it as a filter. Okay, I haven't done that. Oh, I forgot to import two things. Let's launch that as well. I forgot to import my Tableau reports. Let's take this one, leads marketing. Let's harvest some information from Tableau. Okay, yeah, responsibility. And then I launch this scanner. And what I will do also, I'll go to the admin platform. I'll try to collect some lineage information. So my catalog is a little bit more complete. Let's go to the dashboard to see how things going. So now it's so 15 data sets completed by 44%. Oh, by the way, I have, oh, it has detected some PII, and let's confirm that those two fields are personal information. If I go now to block group, I should be able to the Explorer. I should be able to do different things. First of all, I can see all my data sets. If I go to, for example, to this data sets, you see automatically we have tagged those columns are PII, so it's a tag that is displayed here. Let's go back to the Stewart team, and what I will do, I will filter by block group. Okay, and only data sets. Okay, I will take all those data sets and I will bulk edit their properties. Oh, sorry, I forgot to do something. In my catalog design, I created this level of sensitivity, but I did not attach it to my data sets. So let's go back now. So block group, filter by the name, block group. Okay. Oops, sorry. And if I'm doing it well, okay, I have and data sets only. So I will flag those data sets as sensitive data. So I'll take the property and choose the value for this. It's quite, this is public information. So I've changed that. Same story maybe for the data sets coming from my Postgre connection data sets. What I will do, I will take those data sets here and I will change their property to on the level of sensitivity to confidential. Okay. So once I've done that, I should be able, as an end user, go back to the Explorer. So I have my data sets. I can filter, of course, by data set, by types of data sets, fields, reports, data processes, business terms. Okay, I can filter by connection, of course. So if I filter, let's filter by Google BigQuery, for example. Oh no, what I will do is the following. I will filter by the custom filters that have been created for me. So you have seen I created a property called sensitivity of data. So I can filter by this new property now. Okay, that's great. Let's see if my my fingerprint has arrived because it's synchronous. Yeah, so now I asked for this and I have it now. It means for this particular field, I do not only have the description, but I have also some statistical profiling on this particular field. So here I have 220,000 records or more than that. A little bit about the quality. Some records are missing, 3% of them. I have more than 7,000 distinct values, the mean, the max. So pretty useful information for me, of course, as a data scientist. If I go now to, I don't know what happened. My report did not arrive. I don't know if I did something wrong. Yeah, so it didn't work. The demo effect. Let's try again. Why doesn't it work? Should be working. Launch again. My Tableau connection. Oh, it has been harvested, so I don't know why I can't find them, but I should have had, sorry about that, that's the demo effect. I should have had some a report from Tableau, which seems that it's not working this morning, and some data processes about lineage. And those lineage information would have been displayed here. So this is a basic one, of course, but we have more complex lineage. So here you can see the lineage information from this particular data source. But of course, if oh yeah, there's the Tableau's here. Strange. So this Tableau report is the result of different data processes that have been computed on Postgre. So you can expand the views, of course, if you want to know more about the data sets. zoom in, zoom out. Sorry, it's better this way. So lineage can be automated or can be created manually. For each and every item of the catalog, you can do several things. You can, when I look at my, for example, the one here, blood group. So blood group, I can add description here. Description here. So when I do that, it updates the completion bar. So the completion bar is applicable for each and every item of the catalog. You can look at the schema, of course, with all the collected documentation and all the. Let's for example, let's link this one to wealth and household information. So now it's in my business glossary, I have linked this data sets to my glossary. I have this lineage information with nothing here, of course, and my activity tag, which which keeps track of anything that has been done on a particular item of the catalog. So you can really keep track on that. Oh, my report is here in my data process. Yeah, sometimes it takes a while because it's asynchronous. So let's take a look at my Tableau report. What I will do, I will add another contact, John. John is in charge of analytics for the company. So if my end user needs to know more information about this particular report, he can get in touch with that person. So the data set itself, it's coming from Salesforce. So complex schema, lineage information. So we can have the entire picture on how this has been built. And again, the activity tag. So, and what I can do also, for example, I can take some other items of the catalog and link them to a business term. So, yeah, wealth and household information. So I have linked that. So it means that now if I go to my glossary in wealth and households information, I have implementations that are the ones that are for which I link them to the business term. Back to my Explorer, I should be now able to do more things. Maybe, yeah, what I will do another thing. I will take a few data sets, for example, this one, blood group. I will link it to a use case. Oh, I haven't created my use cases. Let's create use cases. Let's create two use cases. Photovoltaic. That's the first use case. Wow, blah blah. I have the documentation, and I'll create a new use case called home batteries. Okay, same description, blah blah. And now I go to my catalog and I will link different types of items. For example, I'll take this one. I will link it to a use case, photovoltaic. Okay. I can also link my report because you remember in the template of properties, I could link also reports. So if I click on this one, oops, sorry. Yeah, I could have done it here. Sorry, photovoltaic. So I link now my report. Maybe my data process can be linked as well. Well, any type of thing. So if I go back to my Explorer, sorry, I can, if I refresh my screen, I should be able now to filter by use case, which is maybe a much better way in discovering information. So when I click on use case, I have those two use cases, and when I click on, of course, photovoltaic, I have those two linked items. So you see, I have harvested information from Postgre, from GCP. So for GCP, we can harvest information, of course, from GCP, but we can also handle nested fields. We are also integrated with the Google data catalog itself, so we can consolidate the information from this catalog in Zeenea And coming soon, Looker as a reporting platform, we will be able to collect data from there. So I have harvested information from Postgre, for which PII has been detected. I have harvested information from GCP and run fingerprinting on a certain field to have statistical profiling information. I have run DBT, which is an ETL platform to collect some automated lineage information. I have connected to Tableau to get information from the Tableau workbook. So basically, that was the demo, 30 minutes to show you how we can start a catalog from scratch and build a comprehensive environment for an end user. Just one slide on pricing model before we switch to the Q&A session. We think we have a pretty easy to understand pricing model. Zeenea starts with this team edition for 18,000 euros per year subscription. You have the right to have 5 data stewards and 50 explorers, 3 types of connectors. You can get a 3-week starter kit, which helps you in designing your first meta model. Of course, you get access to our support and our customer success team, but if you want to have functional guidance on Zeenea, you can take this option. Of course, you cannot connect to ERP or CRM connectors, but be aware of the fact that we have connectors for SAP, BW, SAP for HANA, Salesforce, Siebel, Oracle Financials, Microsoft Dynamics. But with this team edition, you cannot add users. So if you want to scale, then you would have to switch to the enterprise edition, which is the same number of users, so 5 stewards and 50 explorers. But then you can add and buy additional users. You have an unlimited number of connectors, so any number you want. You only have to pay for those ERP and CRM connectors that are priced separately. You can have a more sophisticated onboarding with our customer success team to really help you to draft your data strategy in a very efficient way. And you have a premium customer success and support access, which is basically you have access to the beta version. So earlier, you have an access to our roadmap, and you have quarterly meetings with us to share your strategy and our strategy. So thanks for listening. I hope I was not too chaotic. Sorry for the little delay on the harvesting of Tableau and DBT. It's now the time for questions if you have. So I'm not a very good expert in this platform, but I think I have a question. Yeah, so yeah, one. So feel free to ask questions. So the first question is about the types of reports we support. Well, we support the main ones, of course. Power BI, Tableau, Click, soon Looker. We're working on MicroStrategy as well for Prospect. So yeah, and we enhance our reach in terms of reporting platforms. In fact, we have 700 scanners to build in the future. Sorry. And we are prioritizing it by our customer needs, of course, and we take into account the build of those connectors with our SDK and API. So if you have something that we don't have in our portfolio, which is important for you, and it's a commercial offer, we build it for free. It takes a couple of weeks usually with our SDK. You can build your connectors as well, but we advise for commercial offers to rely on us because, well, we can do it quicker and we support it. So when the software is evolving, we support the new versions. Other questions? Plans for Azure or Azure or AWS or on-premise. So in fact, We are hosted on AWS, and for the time being, we will stay on AWS. So Zeenea, the platform itself, is a multi-tenant platform hosted on AWS. So we don't have plan to migrate to Azure for the time being, and we will not go to on-prem. That's a choice because we operate worldwide. We serve customers in 10 countries for the time being, in 3 continents. So Zeenea is on AWS, and you have a lot of data centers on AWS worldwide. But of course, we can harvest data from AWS, from Azure, from GCP, as you have seen, and be aware that we only store metadata. So it's no danger. And we are SOC 2 compliant, so we stick to the most demanding security standards. It means that, well, you can be pretty confident on our security practices. And again, we don't have access to your data, and we don't store them in Zeenea. What does the 3-week starter kit include? It includes, we take a use case. For example, the use case we just described, but in a more detailed way, we draft a set of KPIs for you. For example, you want to document 100% of your data set for this particular use case. We deploy the connectors, we harvest the data for you, and we help you to design the most appropriate meta model to serve your needs, because as you have seen, it's very flexible. So there are good ways and bad ways of implementing a data catalog. So this is part of the 3 weeks program to have a more functional support on Zeenea. Sorry, oops. Oh, sorry, great presentation, but I lost the question. Sorry, I lost the question. I did something wrong. So if you could ask again your question. Great presentation. Okay. Thank you. With which technology can connectors be developed? Java, Python. It's Java. Our SDK is in Java. Under the hook, you have Scala and all types of technologies, a knowledge graph and Elasticsearch, but you build the scanners in Java. Other questions? So, hey, thank you very much for this. Again, sorry for coming back and forth from the studio to the Explorer. I tried to give you a good understanding on Zeenea. We remain at your disposal. As you have seen, it's as we tend to say every day, Zeenea is easy to implement, easy to use, and easy to scale. If you compare this technology to other ones, the fact that we provide 2 different user experiences is a game changer for a data catalog adoption. Some platforms are highly complex for an end user. With those new technologies like the knowledge graph and being SaaS native, gives you a lot of competitive advantage. It gives us a lot of competitive advantage, and for you be able to deploy it very quickly without heavy support and presence of consultants. And we serve very demanding customers with thousands of data, with data lakes all across the globe as corporate data catalogs. Thank you again. Enjoy the rest of the day, and we run a series of webinars for the next coming months. The next one is about on the vertical manufacturing industries vertical. So we will talk about more specifically on predictive maintenance, how you can harvest data from IoT devices and really document that well for data scientists. And then we will have a Snowflake with a customer of ours end of May, and we'll be also present at Gartner events and other events in Europe. Look forward to meeting you soon, and again, thanks for attending. Bye-bye.